Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Tyler's Weekly Rundown here on Borger News Network. This is your show recapping the week that was Week 13 in Borger Cafe. We're approaching final week of the regular fantasy football season, and I'm just ecstatic to report that this upcoming week is going to be nuts. But let's focus on Week 13 for now. Starting off with our Woo Award, that is going to Red Zone Ronane, dropping 167 points. Mr. Ronane with a lot of big point totals on this year. We'll get to that later. Our Oof Award is going to the Birds again. 78 points, just not going to get it done. Sheer was kind of catastrophic for the Birds. Still hoping to avoid the Wheel of Punishment. But we shall see. I'm not super optimistic. Next up, Gasps. You got robbed. Scoring 134 points and still losing. That one's got to hurt, especially with the position that Gasps is in this week. Still a good shot at making the playoffs, but making it much harder to do so. Next up, our laugher of the week. Taints dropping a bomb on Bed Bath & Bijan, winning by 55 points. Nice. Again this week, I'm not giving a nail-biter award. I don't just give this award willy-nilly. Closest matchup was decided by 18 points. That's just not a nail-biter in my opinion. So I'm sorry if you were looking forward to this moment, but there's no nail-biter this week. Sorry about it. And last up, our What Were You Thinking of the Week? It's going to go to Wayne's Fantasy Football Team, leaving a dominant performance from Russell Wilson and a staggering performance from Jerry Jeudy on the bench against Red Zone Ronane. We didn't do the calculations. I don't know if it would have won the game. Would have made it a hell of a lot closer. Alright, some bonus stats for you. This isn't really a stat, but no nail-biters again. Boys, I'm going to need you to amp up the drama for this playoffs. I'm not going to be there. So I would like to, at least secondhand, see some fun happen. Alright, this is an interesting one. 5 teams have already clinched playoff berths. Only one remaining playoff spot available. However, 4 of the 5 teams that have clinched can still clinch a number 1 seed and a bye. New York Football Gordons are the only team that cannot do so, I believe. At least they can't clinch the 1 seed. So it's going to be exciting to see who out of Red Zone Ronane, Wayne's Fantasy Football Team, Linguini with Muscles, and Wizards of Loneliness really wants that rest up their guys week, get that game plan going. And really have a nice advantage going into the semifinal. Another bonus stat. Red Zone Ronane with 5 Woo Awards this year, and is looking like he's going to finish the season as the leader in points for. Really impressive stuff from the commish. This team went on a bit of a slump after the almost 200-point game, but some savvy managing has led our vaunted commish in a very comfortable spot entering the final week of the regular season. Alright, our matchup of the week. There was some competition for this one. It had to go to one of the 6 and 7 teams playing, because one of them is getting into the playoffs. We'll see what happens, but the one I ended up landing on was Game Plan McMahon versus Wayne's fantasy football team. Game Plan had a bit of a rough start to the season, including getting that almost 200 points dropped on him, and losing a variety of close, punishing games. But this squad has always been more talented than its record, and I think they are the last team that any of the other playoff teams want to face at this point. So we'll see if he can beat Wayne's fantasy football team, who were one of the top scoring teams all year. Long had the best record, and if it's not a win and in situation, but with a win and losses by Gasps and Ayahuasca, the two other 6 and 7 teams, Game Plan is in, and that is not a team you want to be facing this time of year. Jaden Daniels, who else is on that team? Let's take a look right now. Let's look at that Game Plan squad. Yeah, Jaden Daniels, Chase Brown, Kyron Williams. Real nasty squad here. Yeah, and that's not a squad you want to be facing cold months of December. All right, it's gonna wrap it up for me. Birds of War are a tragedy, but the birds of Philadelphia are a hero's tale. All right, see you next week, guys.